Harihi Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Yatah Sarvani Bhutani Pratibhanti Titani Cha Yatreva Pasamam Yanti Tasmai Satyatane Namaha. Jnata jnanam tatha jnayam drashta darsanadesyabhu karta hetuhu kriya jasmat tasmai jnaptyatane namaha. Sfuranti sikara jasmat Ananda Syambare Vano Sarve Sam Jivanam Tasmai Brahmanandatmane Namaha. Brahmanandatmane Namaha. Vedodadhim Samanmatya Jnanaratnam samudhritam Yena tasmai vasithaya Gurunam Gurave Namaha. Vasistha ji Bhagavan ki jai. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Sabda Brahma ki jai. Saraswati Maharani ki jai. Yoga Vasistha ji Bhagavan ki jai. Hari Om. Yoga Vasistha Nirvana Prakarana, second half, last half. 100th chapter, and we are discussing about different schools of thoughts, how do they differ from each other, and what is the basic principle which is common in every school of thoughts, and which is same common in every religion, every schools of thoughts, everywhere. One thing is common, that is the highest presence, that is universal, eternal, unchangeable, continuous presence that cannot be denied by anyone, and the same thing, that presence is aware of it, so that also has to be accepted by everyone. Everybody knows the presence is there, whether you differ from the whole world, but your existence you cannot deny. You know your existence, that is consciousness, that is your awareness, that is your knowledge, experiential knowledge. You know that you do exist. And everyone, every being is absolutely satisfied, absolutely contented with that knowledge of its own presence, which cannot be interrupted or cannot be divided or absent in any condition. So, these three aspects, which is the basic principle of every being, every visible, invisible being, that should be always, that that is to be taken always, and we should talk of that only. Why to unnecessarily discuss about differences which has to be there? Difference is the law of nature. Nature means it, one will be different from the other. There will be differences. There will be divisibilities, and everywhere everything will be known by comparison only, by keeping relationship with each other. All the worldly transactions, whatever we do, that is possible in two. In one cannot be, there cannot be any transactions, and the one absolute presence, all pervading presence, all pervading knowledge, all pervading awareness, which is eternal, which cannot be absent by any way, then it will have to be, it has to be one only, one without a second. Present in all condition, everywhere, means it has to be one only. So there is not a second for it. It is absolutely one without a second. And it is omnipresent, omnipotent, because it is omnipresent. Because it is omniscient, so it has to be omnipotent. All these qualities which are not really qualities. It is the it is the status of the absolute truth. We are concerned about it. Why to break our head on all these differences? Where there is difference, there is difference of opinion also. So naturally there will be always fight, always one will be against the other. That's how opposition is seen. One will be just opposite to other. And that is how the whole world is there. World means it is a total totality of totality of pairs of opposites only. So naturally there will be differences, and without difference one cannot be many, and all these names and forms are impossible. So when one appears to be many, the same one which is absolutely one, which is basement, foundation, or the substratum for every manage. That is only one. So unless it becomes somehow or other, it cannot, but yet somehow by imagination or by any way superimposition, if it appears to be many, that is called world. And many means there will be always differences. Always one will be opposite to each other, and there will be comparison, and there will be relationship. All these natural laws are seen in all these manyness. Manyness means world, which is always changing. That's how it is, ever growing, and which is taken as ignorance because it is ever changing. Nothing is stable. Nothing is unchanging here. So changing means there will be differences, and there will be relationships, there will be different qualities, and this is how this world is taken to be. So when we have seen all these are natural in the world, so why to discuss upon it all these differences? Difference is seen in different schools of thoughts. That is what natural. So let there be differences. But we have to see the one basic principle which is common in everything. And the point why we consider, why we discuss on the basic principle, because they are, the basic principle is one without a second. So there is no possibility of oppositions. Opposition means there is no sorrows nor pleasure. There is no pain or pleasure. There is no second to be compared with. So, according to the question of Ramji wanted to know what is the way to conquer over all these miseries, problems of life, as it is seen in Charvaks or in other schools of thoughts. There is always differences. So if happiness is there, if they accept some theory which is the absolute truth for them, for the particular school of thought, they take something to be real and others are not real. They are not wise enough to know what is the reality. So they differ from each other. And as this, because there is differences, So naturally there will be pleasure and pain, there will be problems in life, and there will be always differences. So what is the way to get out of it? What is the way to have permanent happiness, not to have all these miseries? That is that was the question of Ram. Not only in Charvaks it is seen, but the whole world, everybody faces differences. So everybody is forced to have pain and pleasure, both opposites, problems and solutions, both opposites. Everybody has to go through all this because it is the world. The world is like this only. So what Vasistha wanted to explain to Ram was, oh Ram, don't worry about all these. It has got no end, it has got no proper way, because it is not at all there. Just as there is no need of discussing or find out any way for the problems of the barren woman's child. It was undergoing some problems. It had some diseases. Who had diseases? The son of a barren woman. He wanted to be admitted in AIMS somewhere. Terrific disease. It was not cured by local doctors. So what to do? Where to send him? Somebody must take care of him. Isn't it? We are worrying about the disease of a person. He is the son of a barren woman. And you see, the horns of a rabbit, it is if you can rub the horn with little water, Ganga water, and if you take it, all the diseases will be cured. This is said by Dhanvantari ji. If you can collect some hair from the horns of a rabbit and rub it with little water, and that paste, if you can swallow, all your diseases will be cured. So you must get it from somewhere. Go on trying the whole world. This is how Vasistha wanted to explain Ram. My dear Ram, the world doesn't exist at all. It is not at all there. Why to worry about the miseries of the world? Don't worry. There is no miseries in the world, nor there is happiness. Nothing is there because the world itself is not there. Then what is there? Where we are, where is all such questions and answers? How you have taken it, there is no world. We see all the names and forms, everything is real. Our life itself is like this, I and my, all these names and forms are so solid, we see everything, and whatever we do, we get the satisfaction of its result. Artha Kriya Karita, but the satisfaction of the actions and its reactions. We enjoy this karma phala, and this is what is said. Whole world is tied up as it were by the thread of action and reaction. The whole world is, it stands on the basic principle that is cause and effect. Every action will have reaction, every effect will have some cause, and everywhere there should be some gap between the two, and always there will be differences. All these are natural laws. We are in this, our life is like this. How do you say there is no world? So for that we have discussed many times, and Vasistha has also given us so many arguments, analytical discussions, giving examples, giving logic. Many ways we have discussed it. This world, what is seen by us, it is only superimposition or imagination. When you see it analytically, by analytical discussions, everything is seen to be changing. So whatever changes, we cannot take it as truth. We cannot rely upon it. In this way, we have discussed all these world with names and forms are just imaginary objects. It has got no reality. And the best example always is given. We see not something in darkness. We don't see it. But something is there in darkness. We feel the presence of it because we cannot see it clearly. We imagine something else instead of the real existence which is not visible clearly. We think the snake or something else instead of a rope. We see it, but haphazardly we feel there is something, and we don't see it clearly because of darkness or because of our faulty vision. Our vision is not clear to see it, so we imagine something else instead of the reality. We think it is a snake or something else. This is called ignorance. This is called superimposition. This is called ignorance. We cannot rely upon these imaginary assumptions. This is not right. You should not believe on it. This is how these names and forms of the world, it is, it is seen. And of course, there will be certain rules and regulations. If you have seen it as something, that vision itself will have some process. That's how all these rules, basic principles we see in the nature. Nature means whatever you see, which is ever cause, ever subject to changes. Nature means it is not something stable. Nature means always unstable, always changing. So it has to be taken in this way. You should go on discussing over all these phenomena analytically with logic. Then only you see, you can understand this nature which we see, Prakriti we say, which is ever changing, is not the reality. So don't try to talk of it. Of course, when it is changing, and we have seen now, if it is always seen to be with duals, one will be opposite to the other. Pairs of opposites always is there. So, to know the truth, one has to see it from all round angles, just as we see the coin with head and tail, both sides. If you see one side, it is not the reality. We have to see both the sides from opposite angles, and then only we can take the coin as something with both the sides. That is called full, total vision. One-sided vision is always faulty. It cannot give you the solution. You have to always see everything from all round angles. On this only we are discussing. Our Vasistha ji explained to Ram not to pay attention for the misery of the world. Think of the truth. Why? You see, he has given the theory before it. As you think, so you become. So, that as you think, who thinks? In the beginning, as in common parlance, everybody thinks, the mind thinks. Mind is nothing but a flow of thought waves. So thought waves, thinking means it is only a thought and continuous series of thoughts only. But thoughts are not really, thoughts have got nothing to experience the pain and pleasure. When it flows, or it flows in a process in a particular way through a particular sense, and it gets contacted with the particular object of the sense, then only it collects some impressions from the object, and that impressions is known as the reaction, and that either it will be pleasure or pain, either of the two. So when it gets contact with the object and returns back the same process, slowly there is changes in it. So the mind has also some type of experiences. We think mind experiences the pain and pleasure, but really it is not so. The intellect, which is a decisive factor of the mental thought process, may be the intellect feels the pleasure and pain when we discuss. Then we see this intellect also, it is a decisive process. It has got nothing to do what is pain, what is pleasure. But it can give you the fact. It doesn't experience anything. Experience may be by the ego, because ego is the doer, ego is the enjoyer. We see commonly everybody, I have pain, they say, I have some problem. That I is the ego. So maybe I is the experiencer of pain and pleasure. But when you see it analytically, this ego is not to be found with any particular identity. It is a changing process. Ego is never stable. Ego is always changing. Sometimes it identifies itself. Ego is nothing but a thought wave. But it changes and identifies itself with everything. Every moment it changes. This ego feels I am the mind, I am the intellect, I am the body, I am the senses, I am the thought waves, I am the object of sense. Always it goes on changing and identifying itself to be something. So, this also cannot be the enjoyer of the result. So who is the enjoyer? Who is the doer? Who is the enjoyer? When we analyze all these, we see the doer is a group. It is not one single entity who can't do anything. Because you see, when a thought is produced in chitta, means subconscious mind, which is ready to multiply, to act, to react. React means to have to be pushed into a process where one third becomes many. The whole nature is based on this process. Everywhere one becomes many, one appears as many. This process is everywhere in this nature, And that's how it is said, nature is ever growing, ever expanding, ever growing. One becomes two, two becomes four, four becomes 16. It goes on in chain reaction. So the world is ever changing and ever growing. And world is, there is no end to it because it is not there. It is absence only. The absence we have discussed, how absence has all these problems. Presence has got no problem, but absence will have all the problems. If at all we know this world is full of miseries, dukkhalayam, this is a house of miseries. So we have to see all these miseries are because of ignorance. When you see our life or any process, anything in this world, any process or any life or any object, when you see, when you have clarity, when you understand the object or the subject clearly, then there is no problem. When you don't understand it clearly, when you have some doubts, doubts are the cause for the miseries. Doubts are caused because of ignorance. And as far as ignorance is there, you cannot be clear. Always there will be doubts. And it is said, it is seen also. Sansayatma vinasyati. A doubtful man cannot do anything. It decays, it ruins itself. It cannot have any success in life. Doubtful. When you are clear in something, the success is in your hand. When you do something or anything, any project, any action is taken by you, the success depends upon clarity of your thoughts. You should be clear on the subject or object, then only your project will be successful. When you have doubts, then nothing is achieved. Say, you have to, for example, you wanted to go to Gangotri. Your plan is to go to Gangotri. Now, you don't know, you are ignorant of the road condition. So can you go and reach Gangotri? Because you have no knowledge about the road, about the condition of Gangotri, about the other conditions of the roadside. How can you get success? How can you reach Gangotri? When everything is clear, no, road is clear and buses are going, taxis are also going, and that Gangotri person, the pujari, worshipper of Gangaji, he phoned me, he talked to me, road is open and yatris are going there and puja is going on also. When everything is clear, then only you can go to Gangotri and you will have success. You can reach Gangotri. It shows clearly when you don't have the real knowledge, real clarity of the situation or subject or object, you cannot have any success in any undertaking. When you are clear, knowledge is the way to success. Ignorance is the cause for all the miseries and failures. So the world is ever changing. Whatever changes, it never can have any consequence. The consequence also changes. So that is how nobody knows what is the reality. So ignorance is cause for all our miseries and problems. In this way, when you see the phenomena, we see there is nobody who is real enjoyer of pain or pleasure here. The ego also cannot. So who is the doer and enjoyer? In the beginning, we were thinking the mind is the cause for all this. And it is said also, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandham mokshaya. It is said by the scriptures, by experienced people, knowledgeable people. Mind is the root cause for all this pain and pleasure of the world. But of course, it is the truth, but it is half truth. Because mind, grossly when we see the mind is everything. Mind, grossly when we see, mind is nothing but prana. Prana because it moves and it changes. All the changes are known as the energy. Energy means prana. It is a process. Mind means is a process. Same thing is prana. Prana, energy means a process, changing process. Every moment it changes. So, anything you can take as instead of this mind, instead of this changing process, which is the basic principle of the nature or world, either it is mind, or it is prana, or it is the universal energy, threefold energy, Mool Prakriti of three qualities, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And when we analyze all these facts, all these word meanings and everything analytically, then we see everything is baseless. Whether mind, you call mind is the root cause for all this world, whether you say it is the prana or it is the universal energy or it is the nature, call it as you like from any angle as you see, but really speaking, all these are because changing phenomena, so we cannot rely upon any identity which will be real doer and enjoyer, because this also is told Prakriti does everything, and Prakriti is the real doer. Prakriti means the universal energy. And it is not one identity, it is the whole total body which get together, and then some action is possible. And when action will be there, then only there will be reaction. So, Prakriti is doer and enjoyer also. Now, Prakriti is a changing phenomena, so we cannot say anybody who is real doer and real enjoyer. Sometimes something appears to be, sometimes mind or sometimes prana or ego or the individual body with all these entities, or sometimes we may say the subtle body, the gross body, of course, we may say, but gross body is, when we see it analytically, gross body will not be the doer or enjoyer. In this way, when we go on changing, neither the body, nor the senses, nor the mind, nor the intellect, nor the ego, but when we take total body, then maybe the doer and enjoyer, but total body cannot be doer, because doer will be one single identity. So it is a group. So who is responsible for the action? Now, when all these problems we see, which is because of the world, because of the ignorance, who says all this is ignorance? It is changing phenomena, it is not stable, everything is just imagination. Who says all this? Who analyzes the facts and figures? Who is that? When we see it, we have to say some consciousness, some awareness which is present in every body, every being. That awareness only which appears to be I, but not the real I. I means it is changing, and it is a changing group. But real I which is not changing. You see, when we see something to be absent, when we see the absent, how do you take it? Absence can be understood only when presence is known. If you don't know the presence, can you say it is absent? Just one fact. Try to understand. You see, the boy which is not at all seen or not at all known by you, can you say that unknown boy is absent today in the class? Can you say? The unknown boy is absent in this class. Has it got any meaning? Can you say like this? You can only say such and such boy, whom you know with name and its form. such and such boy who used to be present here is absent today or now or by some reason for some time. The absence is dependent on the presence only. Without knowing the presence, you cannot talk about absence. And whatever you talk on absence, it is absent only. So it has got no meaning because it is absent. Suppose you said, our boy Ramu, who is admitted in this class, who was coming regularly to the class since a month, now is absent in the class. Okay? Now, this is understood. It was present, now it is absent. You cannot say the unknown boy which was not admitted in the class is absent today. You cannot say so. This has got no meaning. So Ramu, who was admitted in this class and who was regularly coming to the class every day, and now is absent because of something. So, what will be the cause? When you think about what will you going to say? What is the cause of absence? Why he is absent? What are you going to say? You will imagine something. The reality is not known because he is not present. Presence was there. Presence is not now there. So you have to imagine on absence. Isn't it? What will be the cause? So go on imagining. Those imaginations are imaginations, they are not reality. So what are you going to tell? Why Ramu is absent? Maybe he is having some problems, health problem. Yes, he was telling yesterday, he came and when he was going home after the school was closed, he was telling he had serious headache. Maybe he has some fever, he must be suffering from some diseases, that's why he didn't come. But this is only imagination. This is not the reality. Say, you rang up to his brother or his father to his home. Where is Ramu? Why he didn't come to the class? So his brother, he said, no, Ramu is not in the house also. Where has he gone? I don't know. Maybe he has gone to riverside. So to play. Maybe. So some of the friends you asked, have you seen Ramu? Where is he? I have some urgent work with him. He is not present in class. He is not there at home. And where has he gone? The friend of Ram said, no, I also don't know. I wanted him also to see him, but he is not with me. He had some plan, he was telling, both of us have to go to some market to purchase something, but he is not with me. Where has he gone? In this way, if we go on imagining, searching Ramu, everywhere where he is not present. And whatever we do is meaningless, but at the same time meaningful, because it is an aid to the success. Somehow or other we have to see the boy somewhere, and sometime he will be present in the end after our long queries. Till then, our queries, our doubts, our efforts are meaningless, but it has got some meaning. Because once we have failed somewhere, we are not going to repeat it again. Isn't it? This much only we gain. We have seen he is not at home, so we are not going to see him at home again. So failure is a stepping stone to success. This is how. So whatever we do, of course it is good for nothing, but it has some meaning. It pushes you ahead with your attempts until and unless you get the presence which ends all your ignorances, your doubts, everything. Till then you have to go on with absence only. This is how absence is a problem. And it has got no clarity, no decision. We cannot rely upon anything but only gestures, only superimposition or imagination, some expectations, something which is baseless. This is how our mind, our understanding, our world with pains and pleasures, whatever we have, it is the basic cause is ignorance, and that is how we are suffering. And this suffering is not meaningless. This will give you, this is way to your success. So you have to toil hard to avoid this. This is how always there are questions and answers, and this is how Ramji asked, what is the way to get out of all these problems? दुख का नाश कैसे होगा? What is the way to get rid of all these miseries of the world? So Vasistha says, the permanent cure is when you are with the presence. Unless and until you are at the presence, you have found out the boy. Till then you have to go on doing everything, searching for him meaninglessly. So don't worry about all these. You know that, of course, our example is partial only. Ramu is some boy which is not present. We have not been able to see him. That's why we are searching for him. But about the truth is all pervading, only one. Ramu is many. When Ramu is there, there will be Samu and Kamu and Pappu and Bappu and Golu and Molu. All will be there. But here, our example is not exact. There is no example which is fit to be given for the truth. Truth is only absolutely one without a second. So no example is given for truth. No proof is required there because it is absolutely one. There is no second. So there is no need of any proof. Cannot be any proof. It itself is the proof for everything. That's how. That's how. Think of it. Don't worry about all these worldly matters, that problems and that problems and miseries. Don't think of it. Think of the truth. Why is it not brainwashing? Huh? It is, of course, brainwashing. Our brain is just like a dustbin. It is full of garbage. Garbage which is not useful for anything. You see, our brain means our chitta. Chitta, the storehouse of all these impressions or memories which we know as our knowledge, worldly knowledge. Whatever knowledge we have, it is subject to change. It is on the ignorance only. It is not the real knowledge. Real knowledge will be experiential knowledge which never changes. Whatever knowledge we have, it is subject to change and it is good for nothing. It is only good for having worldly transactions. It has got no real eternal result. So all this knowledge about the world is taken as garbage. It should be stopped and it should be thrown out, it should be burnt out. That is how indirectly or directly yoga says chitta vritti nirodha. Vritti means all these garbage. Vritti means a wave, thought wave, which tries to become many, which is in a process and goes on mingling with, contacting with, relating with the outside sense objects. That's how it goes on multiplying. The whole world is based on the one principle, one becomes many. And that's how it is changing phenomena. So, we have the only aim, though it is not directly said to the seekers. Our aim is to clean the pot, that is the storehouse, that is called chitta, or we call it brain, or it is your chitta vritti, mind or intellect, etc. Whatever way you say it and know it. It should be disturbing elements, in doubtful elements, in ignorance only. But when you are thinking of or you are one with the clear dustbin which is glittering truth. Absolutely, absolutely, it is the self-effulgent totality and ever-present truth. Then it is not called brainwashing, it is reality. Then all your problems will be over. So, this is what told by different yogas and different methods of different schools of thoughts in different ways. Some say yoga is chitta vritti, nirodha, to stop the mind, and some say to kill this ego of doership. Some say to surrender to that truth, not to have your importance of your individual identity, to surrender before the truth, whatever you know as truth. So in this way, different ways are seen by different schools of thoughts. That's why they differ from each other. That is no problem. So we have to not to look at them. We have to see the reality, and that is told in different various ways by the people who know it. Ekah sat vipra bahudha vadanti. People, wise people, those who have experienced it, they talk in different ways, but the truth is one. So you must, when you think of it, your thoughts are when you think of it, the thought waves will subside, and all these thought waves, they will merge in it, and it is not called brainwashing, but brain knowing the brain, being one with it. It is the truth. And this is the absolute state of equilibrium. When it gets disturbed, that is what we see and we don't understand, and that is called ignorance, and that disturbance is known as the world. So we have to clean out, we have to wash out all these disturbances and aim at the absolute steadiness, equilibrium state, that is truth. And that one truth is told in different ways. So yesterday we saw it is named as Sambit. Sambit means clear or thorough knowledge. Sambit, thorough knowledge. Thorough knowledge means which is not subject to change, which is ever steady knowledge, which cannot be changed. It is ever steady, the only one. So that is called Sambit. We have named it differently. Some say it is the absolute truth. Some say Paramatma, some say the reality or Brahman. Brahman also ever growing or ever present. Brahman means also, the word meaning means also ever expanding, ever present, and bigger than the biggest. All these meanings are derived from the word Brahman, the greatest one, and ever expanding. All these meanings are of the word Brahman. Param means the absolute, so absolute truth, beyond which there is nothing else. So in this way we name it. Now Sambit, whatever Sambit experiences, that becomes it. This is a very, very important principle. One has to understand it. Just as whatever is thought over by mind, mind becomes it for a while, for a fraction of second. Mind becomes it and brings its impressions back to the source, which is known as subconscious mind or chitta. It gets contact with these sense objects and brings back the impression. That means the thought gets colored or influenced by the object which is contacted with. For example, say some wall we have painted just now with some color, and some boy, some child came, threw some ball against the wall. Of course, ball will return back. So ball will bring some impressions of the wall, that is the color. For a moment, the ball will get colored by the color of the wall. That is called impression. It will be influenced by the color of the wall. That is how the mind is ever engaged in collecting all these impressions, and the whole total impressions are stored in the subconscious mind, which is very subtle and just like a storehouse of all these seeds. Seeds means all the impressions. So, when this chitta is steady, that will be the whole holder of, just as our cold storage, we store many things in the cold storage. When we need something, we take out from it. Similarly, our chitta holds everything, and when the time arises for some impressions to be taken for the process, then a particular amount or a group of thoughts are taken for the process of life and death, all these, the journey of the soul to become many, to have the stories or the journey unending journey. For that, every moment, every way, every time, some amount of impressions are taken, that is called prarabdha. So what is we trying to understand? This all mind, intellect, all this process of life, all these are good for nothing because they are ever-changing phenomena. So unchanging is only the truth which is ever present everywhere in all conditions. So all the beings are also part and parcel of the truth. They cannot be out of the truth, out of this ever-present reality. And because it is unlimited, ever-present, when it is somehow or other, by mistake, it is taken as a limited identity. That is what we know as the individual being. And every individual being is nothing but the same mini process of the whole total world process. That's how it is said the human body, human being is a model of the universe. Whatever is there in the universe is present in a human body, not in, of course, not in all the individual bodies, but particularly in human body, because human body has got some special, some vishes, means something which is not seen in other beings, some rare, strange, rare, some special capacity or ability in human being, which is nothing but analytical intellect, which is not only subject to four aspects of life, ahara, nidra, bhaya and maithan, food and rest and propagation and fear. All these four aspects are common in all the beings, but human being is something different from all these. Though all these four aspects are seen in human being, yet something special quality, that is intellect, which can see the object, which can think analytically and decisively. That aspect is given to human beings. And everybody is equipped of this quality, but not all use it. We don't use this fact. We don't see everything analytically. We don't discuss everything. But whatever we see, we take it as it is. That's how one should always be thoughtful. Whatever you hear, whatever you see, whatever you deal with, or you have your relation with any object or subject, you must think over, seriously over it, and then you must have contact with or relation with this object. This is how you are superior being than other beings. Now coming to our point, the sambit, which is the form of the heart, where all the experiences are there, experience which is never changing. But why it is told as sambit? Why not the truth? Sambit means the thorough knowledge. Thorough knowledge means experiential knowledge, which when tries to see itself as imbalanced state, that projects out itself as the worldly phenomena. Sambit, thorough knowledge, it is of course steadiness and it is experience only, but when it expresses itself to itself, that is we can understand when the eyes sees the eyes in itself. Can you understand what is eyes seeing the eyes in itself? How to see? We see our face in the mirror. See, can you not see your hand by the hand? Seeing means not only by the eyes. Seeing means by 4 ways and 5 ways. By touch, smell, taste, and by hearing. Pancha tanmatra, sabda, sparsa, roop, ras, gandh, all these, by 5 means we get the knowledge. So it is called seeing. Seeing means with the 5 senses. So when you try to see yourself, what do? Can you not see yourself? Even with closed eyes, you feel yourself, you see yourself. I can touch myself by myself, isn't it? This is how in a lens house, the lenses are reflected in lenses, or the waves are seen in the water, reflected in the water. Water is reflected in water, or a round mirror, say half round mirror. The mirror is reflected in mirror itself because it is transparent. It can be reflected within itself. Similarly, the transparent, this says glass, और क्या कहते हैं इसको, crystal. It is reflected within itself. Similarly, this knowledge which is known as the sambit, it it reflects within itself, and that is how it sees itself, and whatever it sees, it appears like that. Just as we were telling, whatever the mind thinks, it becomes it. As you think, so you become. You means mind. Whatever the mind thinks, it becomes it. Brahmar Kit Nyay. The, the, the wasp or the black bee, it takes a caterpillar and goes on stinging it. And the caterpillar continuously looks at the black bee and thinks of the black bee, and after a while the caterpillar becomes the black bee. This is how we say, this is an example. So, as you think, so you become. They give another example. Once in the herd of some sheep, a lion cub was found, and say, while the sea lion gave her to the cub, it died. Somehow it was diseased, so it died, but the cub was alive, and somehow the shepherd boy took hold of it and gave a little milk to it, and the cub was surviving. And it was staying in the herd of the sheep, and it was just making sound like sheep. Wah, wah, just like the sheep used to shout. Once they were taking water in a river side, and the shepherd boy was not there. From a distance, a lion saw this small child, small lion. He was wonderstruck how this lion is making sound like a sheep. It is a lion. So it comes to it and it says, "Oh my child, you are a lion, don't make sound like a sheep." "No, no, I am a sheep. See my friends, I am living with these friends, I am a sheep." Then the lion took him to the waterside and showed, "See, who are you? You are not like sheep. You are something different. See myself. You are like me. You are not a sheep." Then he roared. "Oh!" Then the cub also roars like a lion and becomes lion. It was behaving like a sheep before because of its association, sang, sansargaja dosha guna bhavanti. Whatever qualities we have, it is because of association. If you are associated with good people, you will have good qualities. If you are associated with bad people means, you know what is called bad people. drunkards or thieves or dacoits, then that quality you will borrow from others. Sansargajat dosaguna bhavanti. By the association, your qualities are one. So, as you think, so you become. When you are within a group and you are always thinking of something, then slowly you become it. An engineer student, he remains in the hostel where the engineer students are living and association with the engineering students and tries hard. After 4 or 5 years, he is qualified as an engineer. He tries it, becomes it. Similarly, when you think of something, you become it. This is the common formula. That's how, if you think of the absolute truth, you become it. If you think of some other form or name or any identity, changeable identity, what is common in this world, you become it. So it is not called brainwashing, it is called replacement, pratipaksha bhavana. When you try to think of the opposite, you become it. Pratipaksha bhavana, when you are having some negative thoughts, the yoga teaches you not to fight with those negative thoughts or mind. It is not the way, but replace with some positive thoughts. If you are thinking, I will take revenge upon him, at that time your mind will be irritated and it will accumulate some bad feelings. So you must not think of taking revenge. Instead of taking revenge, you must think friendship with the boy. Oh, he was helping me like that previously. How much we ate and played together. He was my best friend. Of course, somehow he did little mistake. I should not take revenge. He is my friend. He was my friend since long. Now, of course, in this way, when we replace some friendly thoughts, slowly those thoughts of taking revenge, that goes away and you cultivate positive ideas on that place. So in this way, when you think of world, you become worldly. When you have relations with the worldly objects or persons, then you are a worldly person and you are subject to always change. But when you, instead of thinking all the worldly changeable things, when you think of the absolute, which is ever steady, never changing, and a state of bliss where there is no question of any miseries or suffering, then you become one with it, and it is not called brainwashing, it is cleaning. It is called cleaning, washing. When your clothes are so dirty, what do? You clean it and use the clean clothes. Similarly, we have to clean our dirty chitta, the storeroom. We have to clean it and replace all the positive or thoughts of permanency or truth, so everything will become it. So to say this, Vasistha used that word sambit. Sambit means the experiential, thorough knowledge, perfect knowledge. And that knowledge which wants to see itself, so it will see itself in that way. Sambit, whatever it thinks, it becomes it. That means the world, the changing phenomena, or all these caused by this changing phenomena, which is problem and miseries, will get out, will subside by itself, and the knowledge will, it will project out by itself, it will be one with itself, it will enjoy itself, it will be always itself, and there will not be any such problems. So that is the final, ultimate goal of everyone. So not to think of the miseries of the world. This is the last consequence. This is the last achievement. So don't think of the world, you will become worldly. Think of the truth, you will unite with it. That is called mukti or nirvana, etc. All these what is Vasistha tried to explain Rama, that संबित ही मनुष्यों का जीवात्मा है, उसकी जैसे दृढ़ भावना होती है, वैसे ही पुरुष सुखी या दुखी होगा, ऐसा निश्चय है. 2 lines you have to understand perfectly, or else there will be doubts. You have to understand this. This is Sambit. Just now we were discussing, when this mind thinks of something, it becomes it. And when this Sambit, that means the heart, the steadiness, or the experiential knowledge, when, if at all, it thinks of something, that means thoughts are unsteady position. The process, it becomes, it changes always, then only it projects out through mouth or through senses. So, In the process, it thinks or it changes itself, it becomes it. Instead of telling whatever mind thinks, mind becomes it. He is telling whatever the Sambit thinks, it becomes it and feels itself as this. So when the Sambit, the heart which is steady, which is not the thought waves, which is the experiential knowledge, when it thinks means it tries to express itself to itself as I am the human being, or I am a devotee, yeah, or I am a yogi, I am a karma yogi, etc. Whatever it thinks, it becomes it. It identifies itself as this. So, this is how Buddha, when he realized the truth, he said, Buddhoham. Who said Buddhoham? The knowledge itself said, I am the knowledge. Buddhoham, Suddhoham. Now, as worldly man, I am telling, I am so and so. I am Madhusudan. My name is so and so. All these belongings are mine. This is my house. This is my village. I am so and so. So who says it? That is what we are discussing in the beginning. Whether the mind says, or the senses says, or the mind says, or the intellect says this, or the ego says this. But all these are not the identity which can say all these, but really speaking, that knowledge in the heart which is known as the Sambit, that only feels I am so and so, and that slowly gets entangled with the process, and then it becomes that ego and intellect and mind and senses, etc. Then the whole world spreads around you. Really speaking, the root is Sambit. That means the world is experienced by the absolute truth only. There is no you or I or he or she who is telling about the truth or the world. If at all we discuss on world or the changing phenomena, whatever we say, whatever we discuss, everything is neither you nor I, nor any identity, nor any individuality. It is only the consciousness, awareness. You are aware that you are speaking and you are learning something, you are listening something, or you are talking something. You are aware of it, isn't it? That awareness is from within your heart. That is called Sambit. So that Sambit is one and the same in all conditions, in everybody. So-called gross identities with form, body, flesh and bone. All these identities are not the real experiencer or not the reality. If at all there is some world or some something we know as world, that is one absolute truth which is present in every being, in all conditions, at all time, which is ever present everywhere. That is called Sambit, which is present everywhere, which appears as if it is something as world, but it is not so. It is same in every condition, every body, everywhere, in all situations. It is the same Sambit, which feels itself as I am the world. This must to be understood. I am the world. And instead of world, if you say, I am the truth, I am the absolute awareness, without awareness, who is going to say something or express anything or have contact with anything? Everything is based on one only. Just as you have connection with your external world, so also I have my relation with my surroundings, whatever I have. Everybody has his own world, but who is the person, who is the identity who says this is I and this is mine? It is only your awareness which is ever present everywhere in all conditions. Though people don't understand it, ignorant people means who are not ignorant actually. Everybody is knower of the truth, because one truth only pervades everywhere, present everywhere. So how can there be any ignorant persons? Finally, we have to stop at this point. Everything is okay. There is no problem anywhere. Everything is absolutely correct. Everything is knowledge only. There is no worldly person or ignorant person. There is no world different than the truth, or there is no different identities. All these are only imaginations, but one truth is present everywhere in all conditions. That truth, if at all you analyze and understand it, call it Sambit, because it experiences itself within itself as something else instead of the truth. That is called Sambit. Just as the lion cub thought of itself as a sheep, small sheep, and when it understood I am the lion, then it became lion in no time. Similarly, everybody, every individual in this world is not individual. It is only the truth resembles like this. And this is explained in different language by different scriptures. Some say the absolute is absolutely transparent, so it is reflected within itself. These reflections are experienced by itself, that is called world. Can you deny when you say something, when you see something, when you do something, or you have some experience of anything? Are you not aware of it? Can you say, I am not here, I am not present here? Are you not aware of your presence? So that is reality. Instead of your name or your form, I means not my body, but that awareness is I, which feels everything, which knows everything. That is what we call as Sambit. Sambit is this world, which is feeling itself as the world. So there is no real world. It is only the absolute truth. Awareness is aware of awareness. So, don't worry, Ram, about all these miseries, and to know about the ways to get rid of miseries. These are unnecessary. Fix your mind on the truth. You are one with it. That's all. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavaseshyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Sachidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Sabda Brahma ki jai. Saraswati Maharani ki jai. Vasistha Bhagavan ki jai. Hari Om.